Hi, welcome to the stream and welcome to Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. If you were watching a few moments ago, and it cut off due to I was changing something in Streamlabs and it just died. So whilst it was down, I took the opportunity to quickly change a few things. So that should be all working now, hopefully, with me going live and with tags and all that malarkey. So tonight it's Crystal Palace, as I say, against Manchester United. Now let's see why De Gea's not playing. De Gea. The game kicks off in 6 minutes. So De Gea's not playing due to personal reasons. I don't know what those are, but I respect why he's not playing, so that's why Dean Henderson tonight has got the nod. So that's fine. Thank you for everybody that's came back in, by the way. I can see that people are now tuned back in. Thank you for that. Thank you for your patience. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this works, because usually if I put it on my TV, then I know that's working, and if it does cut off, then I can jump in and quickly correct it. Yeah. So what I need to do is, because I need to pop out the chat. There you go. There's the chat there. Yeah. Personal reasons. Yeah. Let's try that. So I'm going to have to do some other stuff because I've not done everything. I've just done, as you can see, it still says Burnley. It still says Burnley. I'm going to get anybody watching if it says Burnley. I should really have had all this set up before tonight, but I did not have it all changed. But what I will do is, so what did you get for your T? TD5. And is Eagles in to give me the prediction for Crystal Palace and what he thinks the score's going to be? That is the question. For me, I'm going to go Man United 3-1. And I'm hoping that Benteke scores as well. Yes, I'm going to check. Crystal Palace. I'm quite glad it was a quarter past start, by the way, because otherwise I would have been way behind. Way behind. Which would not have been good. Let's be honest here. Because I was way behind. Actually, I'm going to do that. Spot on, my friend. Spot on. And I'll take. Oh no! Done the wrong one. Done the wrong again. 2 minutes and I'll be there, guys and girls and all that. I'm just literally just finishing up here. Once Graham's back, he'll be able to do all this. Isn't that right, Graham? And you'll love it. Love it. Loving it like this. There's nothing like doing this on the fly, by the way. It just seems so unprofessional, so untidy. I don't like it. But there we are. We've got to do it. Crystal Palace, Man U. Do you think Man U will be uppercase or lowercase. I suppose it would be a capital U, wouldn't it? I suppose that'll do. Right, so that's me ready. We can get some chat on the go. I had mashed potato, carrots, broccoli, Yorkshire puddings, green beans. Oh, Scotch haggis! Yum 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 yum. Ah, it's an S, so it's TDS, not TD5, right? I see. I'm assuming that the S wasn't there. You can't beat some haggis, by the way. Haggis is quality. But we see the teams just coming out now. So they're warming up and they're wearing this beautiful top here. Don't know if you've seen earlier that Beckham was here's Benteke scored four Premier League goals this season. So Beckham was wearing this top and he was trying to fashion it, and basically the slogan read, "If Beckham can wear it, you can wear it." So there you go. That is the thing. I can delete that. I think I can delete that. So as long as everybody's in and we're about to get underway. I just want to make sure that all my tags and stuff is absolutely on point before the game kicks off. So it's quite a foggy night actually in London. So it's going to be interesting to see how that fares as the night goes on. We see Man United kick off, so they've got Greenwood in the squad tonight. They've got Cavani. Obviously, they're opting not to play James tonight, which I think he's done okay the past few games actually. I wouldn't have mind seeing him, but I am quite happy to see Baye in the squad to get a start in front of Lindelof. And they've decided to go with Fred and Matic, so they're playing quite defensively actually. Quite defensive in midfield. You'd think they would maybe play a little bit more attacking. Does it allow Bruno Fernandes to play more attacking? We shall see. Because in recent times, when it's been McTominay and Fred, there's been that gap and they've not had that connection between what would be defence/midfield and midfield/attack. So we'll see how that goes tonight. I'm quite interested. And obviously Leicester finishing 1-1. They're on equal points with Manchester United, but after this game they could go 3 points ahead of them. So it's all to play for. What we are finding just now with Man United is when they play the big teams, they're playing really defensive and they're really struggling. But when they play these teams that are deemed smaller, they are more attacking. And there we go. We see Fred, ball to Bruno Fernandes. He's got Rashford, but he opts not to pass to him, and then he loses possession. Rashford was the obvious target, and he's now lost it to Jordan Ayew, who will be he's got it to Benteke. And Benteke's claiming for a throw-in, which I don't think he's going to get. So Ayew is going to be the legs tonight, and Benteke is going to be the man who's going to stay up there. That is going to be how they're going to play. They're going to play a snatch and grab, as Eagles pointed out they usually do. And what they'll do is they'll keep Benteke up top, and let Jordan Ayew and Townsend do most of the running. That is their play, I think. Hi Eagles. Come on, you Palace. We'll see if they do. I want Crystal Palace to win because I support Leeds United should win. Well, I prefer a semicolon. Why is it when I read the semicolon I just thought of an actual colon, like actual colon. That would have been hilarious rather than that. I just imagined some picture up somebody's colon, but I suppose you can't put that on a badge, can you? I don't play football anymore. I play fives occasionally, but my playing days are well over. I think me and Graham can agree that my best position is left back, as a left back home. I'll show myself out for that poor joke. My football team is sponsored by pensioners. Are you quite good at football then, Eagles? And TDS. I need to see this badge, by the way. Are we going to need to see this semicolon badge? I need to see how it looks. In fact, actually, I'm going to do that. Just because it's so funny. I'm going to pin that tweet, if you don't mind. So yeah, in the early stages, Man United have had the better possession, but look, Shaw's been brought down again, and he's not getting up too quickly. He should be okay though, but you know, Luke Shaw, I mean, he's so injury prone, but that was quite a bad one. Hopefully he's able to walk it off, which he should. But he's put the Crystal Palace players put his left knee right into Luke Shaw's left knee from behind. He's walking now with a bit of a limp. He's actually walking in a bit like a pensioner, TDS. It's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace. How should I send it? Mine is right back. Right back game. But same as me. I used to play for Crystal Palace, but I left. Too much commitment. How should I send it? I don't know if you can send it. You can probably just say what the website is, if you've got a website. Crystal Palace put the ball in, but it's easily taken there by Dean Henderson. But Gary Cahill was definitely on the run there. So why did you start playing for Crystal Palace? I mean, it is a big commitment, but if it pays off, then you're set for life, really. Crystal Palace put the ball in, and Benteke puts the ball over the bar. He couldn't quite do what he'd done against Brighton. He couldn't quite get that sweet shot. He did. He tried. He did. Oh, your dad is captain. So he's captain of that team, yeah? We are third in our league. I play centre back. So what age is your dad then, and what age are you? Because that must put your dad about 30 something and you about 17 or something. And look, Shaw's again trying to make a run. He's had a slight tap. You just think that they're going to try and just give Luke Shaw some difficult tackles, because obviously he is really turning into prime Roberto Carlos, just not with the same free kick technique. But Benteke is almost through to Jordan Ayew, and it's Townsend. He's teeing it up and he shoots, but it's Matic who gets there. Crystal Palace are looking quite good in the first 7 minutes. They're not looking like a team that thinks that they're going to get beat. And Man United are definitely not playing like a team that you think would be second in the league. Where do you play now? Eagles, where do you play now? Do you still play like competitive football, or have you just stopped completely? As you can tell, I don't play football anymore. I was never that good anyway, but I certainly don't play it anymore. So, thank you for the likes, shares, by the way, all that stuff, all that good stuff. It's all good. Yeah, Palace have been a better team, by the way. That's never that a corner to Crystal Palace yet. It is. As you'll see, I'm about a minute behind you, Eagles. If you do score, I play Sunday League. Do you think though that playing Sunday League is a big difference from playing at the level of Crystal Palace? Well, Crystal Palace under 18s or whatever you played at. Because I know a few people who play Sunday League that have came from big clubs and they're just amazing. Like, they're so much better than the people who play normally Sunday League. 18, that's what it is. That'd be really good. What does it feel like playing football though with your dad? Well, it must be quite, because it's something that quite a lot of us will never do, play football with our dads. Man United is struggling to keep possession. It's different as the pitched. Yeah. Eagles, I think that your team might win. Your team might win. And see if Man United get beat, I am going to blame the fog. I'm going to blame the mist. We see Cavani though. Cavani's coming quite deep, by the way, sometimes. And we see the ball there to Luke Shaw and shaking the ball through to Rashford, who just can't quite get there. But is Man United going to step it up? Because Matic just came quite deep, and he's just looking where to ping this ball. Rashford to Luke Shaw, back to Rashford. He's got his head up, puts the ball to Bruno Fernandes. Fred. And Wan-Bissaka should have played his first time in, which he didn't. And it's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace. That should have been a ball straight in the box for a cross, rather than playing the ball that hard to Bruno Fernandes. But only comes. I know, I'm camouflaged. Do you think you'll ever step back to professional football, or do you think you'll just continue with the Sunday League? It's never too late. Never too late. But here's Luke Shaw. He sees Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes actually does not. Sorry, Rashford, and he actually does get to it. I'm telling you, these tops are just camouflage. So we're 11 minutes in, and both teams are playing okay. There's nothing outstanding, but neither team has played terribly either. Bruno Fernandes, again, he's just isn't getting that final ball. And we see Wan-Bissaka. I think Matic is in the squad because he is a player that can pick a pass, that can direct play, that can link defence to attack. And the cross in from Manu, and nobody commits to a run, and Rashford should have committed to a run there. Bruno Fernandes teased up Matic, and it's saved by Guaita. And I'm really surprised that Matic got that good a shot I was really expecting him to put the ball way over the bar, but well done. I quite like Matic because he's been a player that's been facing the exit door on numerous occasions at Man United, and he still comes back and proves his doubters wrong. I think that actually hit off Rashford there, and he basically stopped the ball from crossing the line. Although perhaps Ayew would have got behind it anyway. So that's fine. But it's one of those headers from Maguire, and Cavani just can't quite keep the ball down. He's not happy with himself, but this is his first game back from injury. Playing with my dad is good because we play centre back together and we are a good partnership because it's easy to communicate with him because he's my dad and I talk to him more. Well, that's definitely a bonus. I would assume at 42 he must be really, really fit. Oh man, you've given it away to Townsend! And he slips. But there's a mistake there from Man United, just too blasé at the back. Here's Luke Shaw now trying to run, but again you've got Jordan Ayew who's covering this pitch, whether he's defending or attacking. It must be quite good playing with your dad, and as I say, he must be really, really fit if he's 42 and still able to play at Sunday League level, because it's not easy. It's still really demanding. But that was a slip there by Townsend. You can only assume that the pitch is quite slippy due to the mist. There's a good run there from... Who was that made the run actually? Greenwood. And Fred puts the ball over to Maguire, who's making a good run. Rashford was begging for the ball, but he opts to give it to Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw is going to lose it because it's for a throw in. Yeah, they don't seem to be passing too well. They're not always passing to Rashford, and they're not always passing to Bruno Fernandes. Wow. Oh, I'll tell you, I'm getting better at this whole SEO stuff. Thanks, Eagles. I'm getting better at this whole this SEO stuff. Just need to start trying to get a lot more people in. But as I say, I don't think there's a lot of people really coming in tonight, because a lot of people will be on United Stand. The last I checked, he had 12,000 folk watching his stream. And here's Rashford, and he shoots! And he's put it wide. It did not get a deflection. Let's see this again. He had time, and he puts it wide. Wow. Can you imagine just going to play Sunday League? Your manager's like Bielsa, and you're thinking, because he is a good coach, Bielsa, but he's super strict. And I suppose with Sunday League, you want to have a bit of enjoyment and a bit of a laugh, but you can't always do that. Some folk take it way too serious, which is not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, if you're giving up your time. But here's Jordan Ayew, and he's got men ahead, and he's opted to go left rather than through Townsend. And Townsend then puts his hands up and says to Ayew, why didn't you go through me? Which would have been the better option actually, because to go left basically stopped the forward momentum. I say this every time I see a Man U game, but I'm hoping to see some more Diallo tonight and some more Shortire. Yeah, 52 is a good age to be playing football, and if you're still fit, then do it. Is it a player in... One of the players in one of the leagues, he's 50 odd and he's still playing. So what is it, the Indian League? Here's Rashford, and he's trying to beat his man in the box, and he can't, but ball comes through from Fred, and it's going to be an easy save there by Guata. It wasn't, I don't even think it was on target, really. It had a slight deflection, but I wouldn't have trouble to cook the keeper anyway. So if I look at United stand, let's see how much they've got. Not that I look at theirs too often, by the way. They've got 32,000 watching, 32,000 people, which is a lot. Is a lot. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, is that guy, the Japanese guy? Yeah, I knew it was one of those leagues. It's every season he just keeps getting his contract renewed, and he keeps playing and playing and playing. Which, to be honest, if you're still getting the game time and you're still wanted, then by all means, by the way, just keep going. I have absolutely no issues with that. But here's Man U put the ball in, and Bruno Fernandes takes a swipe at it and misses it with his left foot, and it hits his right foot. He's really not been on top of his game this past few games. He seems to be making a lot of mistakes. Personally, I'd have him out for a bit of a rest, but his argument is he's a young man and he can play game in, game out. Ball goes in from Greenwood, and it's defended there by Crystal Palace. Are they going to get... No, they're not. They put the ball up there to try and get to Benteke, but Wan-Bissaka is equal to it. And his Matic now fell on his arse. So the pitch is definitely slippy. But here comes Greenwood, and he's going to make a run. And Greenwood does what Greenwood does. He's trying to beat every man. I think he's going to go for a shot there rather than potentially getting in the box and then putting the ball on for a pass. It's one thing that annoys me about Greenwood. He just doesn't pass the ball in the areas where he should. But a lot of this first half for Man United has went through the left side. So that's Luke Shaw. So 20 minutes in, no goals yet. Both teams perhaps could have scored, but so far no goals. And here's Luke Shaw. Again, he's down the left to Rashford. He's making a run. As Rashford opts not to play the ball back to Luke Shaw. Bruno Fernandes in the box, quite a deep one. Rashford, Cavani doesn't get quite through to Greenwood, but it was good vision seeing that Greenwood was going to be running into that spot. So you can't fault that. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Oh, my mouse is stopped. We signed this player from Latvia, and he's Bruno Fernandes. He's great for us. Is that for your Sunday League team, or is that your actual Leeds? TDS. It's what you're talking about, and he plays in the Japan League. How good is the Japan League if you actually compare it to other leagues around the world? I mean, I think probably you would base it against China and the MLS. I suppose you can only really base it on how teams in Japan do in what would be their Champions League. But here's a ball to Wan-Bissaka. Greenwood, ball in the box, easily taken there by Crystal Palace, and Luke Shaw's going to get it. She's playing 1-2 with Matic. And Baye is staying back, actually. He's been staying back most of this half. Watching obviously the run of Ayew in case they do get a chance to break. But here's Matic to Cavani to Greenwood, and Greenwood puts it wide. If it goes wide, but but did it get a touch? It may have got a touch actually. I think it did. You just see the influence that Cavani's having on this Manchester United team. Yeah, did get a deflection. I'm not sure he's going to take it. He's not a selfish player, Cavani. He'll pass the ball if he thinks that that's best for the team. The ball comes in. It's out to Bruno Fernandes, who puts the ball back out to Shaw. Back in the box. And it's easily dealt with there by Crystal Palace, who, to be fair, do have the taller players. So they would be favourites to win an aerial battle. Now, Luke Shaw's in a fantastic position. Cavani takes touch. Greenwood. Fred. Wan-Bissaka. And it went from excitement to just pass. Wan-Bissaka. Bruno Fernandes with the ball in. And that is out of play. That is going to be a goal kick. Maguire just couldn't quite get his head on the ball properly to direct it goalwards. You just feel sometimes, why do Man U commit Maguire so far up the park at times? He does score headers and he does do really well on aerial duels, but he really needs to work on that part of his game if that's what he's going to be doing. Because the opportunities he gets with his head is quite impressive, but he doesn't always get it on target. He doesn't score a lot with his head. He does score, but not as much as... if you think he has X amount of shots with his head, he doesn't convert a lot. I think he must convert about 20%, so it's not the highest conversion rate. Let's see, there was something like team he signed to play from Latvia. Right. So do you have to pay for these players, like, and then, because I know that some Sunday League teams you get a salary per year. It's not a massive salary, but you get a somewhat salary, whether it's £40 a week or £100 a week. Is that? I'd assume that's probably what happened. Do you think that this Latvian will ever move up the divisions, or do you think he'll just settle at Sunday League and that'll be his level, or do you think he'll start moving up the leagues and end up like Jamie Vardy? Not at the Prem, I'm saying, but like maybe Vanarama League or something like that. Let's see. Thank you for all the likes and shares and comments. Here's Maguire again. What's your thought on Maguire going up the park quite often? I don't know. Here's the ball and the ball comes in from Wan-Bissaka, but Cavani can't quite direct it goalwards. I just think that Maguire, he does commit himself forward quite a lot, and I would like to see him stay back just a little bit more sometimes. I don't mind when Man United are maybe 1 or 2-0 up, and then fair enough, but I don't see why you would need Maguire up there when you've got a team like, say, Crystal Palace that can catch you on the break via Jordan Ayew. I don't see Maguire catching him. So then that just leaves you exposed because you've got just Baye at the back. I mean, it would make more sense to leave Maguire at the back, put Baye up the park, because at least he can run back a lot quicker. But all his decisions don't always make sense to me. His tactics are basically just, right, team, go out, play your game, and there's no really any structure, really. It's a high foot. Fred accidentally kicked Benteke on the funny bone, and that's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace. Yeah, I mean, with some other teams, you can see their tactics and you can see how they play, and you can see an identity. With Man United, there's not really that identity when they play. You take off Bruno Fernandes, they're a completely different team, even if they play the same tactic. And then you bring on Pogba, they're a completely different team. So it's not about tactics, it's about the personnel. But anyway, Crystal Palace, 29 minutes in, and they've got a free kick. The ball comes in, and it's easily cleared there by Maguire. And Crystal Palace are able to pick it up and put it back to their defence to recycle this, and they're coming back. Townsend is obviously missing Zaha, because that would be a good outlet for Crystal Palace. They could play it down the right or down the left, rather than all trying to go through Townsend. And that's out of play for a goal kick. Coyote couldn't quite get there before Maguire. Let's see what's happening. I think he can go home. What age is he? Do you often get scouts at your games on Sunday League? I would assume that you do, especially now during COVID. There'll be a lack of money going about. So if you can pick up somebody from Sunday League who's got that potential or is that good, then it's Crystal Palace, gets the ball through, and it's almost finds the feet of Jordan Ayew. Yeah, I can imagine that a lot of clubs will try and save money. So if they can get a player from Sunday League, or if they're a higher team and then get players from divisions lower, then they'll seek to do that. Definitely. I'm watching this on Sky Sports, and the picture, although it's HD, because the pitch is misty, it's visibly it's not the best. So Eber Eze, goals and assists, Crystal Palace this season, second for goals and assists and first for chances. So he is obviously Crystal Palace's danger man, as is Jordan Ayew. And it's 31 minutes gone, and no team has been able to break the deadlock yet. Here's Maguire, puts the ball through to Shaw, who really hasn't touched it in the past 5 minutes in the Crystal Palace's final third, but he's got it. He's played the ball, passing it about. Bruno Fernandes loses the ball to Eze. That was a really sloppy pass by Bruno Fernandes. Now he's trying to get the ball back off Eze, but what he's doing is he's going in quite stupidly, clipping at his heels, and Eze has won the foul. Bruno Fernandes, all he had to do was pass the ball 15 yards and he couldn't pass it. It's a shame that Beak is injured, otherwise I believe he would have had a lot of games after Pogba's injury. But that is football for you. And Jordan Ayew, Townsend took a real bad touch there. Gary Neville doesn't know what he's talking about. He's 22. Thanks TDS. I often think with Gary Neville, he's very biased. He doesn't, because what was Fred almost in there? He's very biased. So I've been saying, so is Graham, we both think that Bruno Fernandes needs some time off. There's too much pressure on him, and he is struggling. Obviously he's getting a few good passes in the game, and those passes may create a chance to score, and if the person scores, Bruno Fernandes is the best player. But if you actually watch him in the past 2 to 3 months, his passing has become a lot more sloppier, and that must come down to fitness. It must be that he's about to burn out. I know what he's saying, but if you think about it, so he says that he says that he's a young player. If he can't play every week at the age he is, then how's he going to play when he's 30? My argument is he came from Portugal, and he came from a team that didn't play at this tempo and this much intensity, and their league certainly isn't as physical as the Premier League. I think that all that combined is putting a lot of pressure on his body. I just think he needs just a couple of weeks just to get himself back into a position where his body gets to rest, because he's not getting rotated that often, if at all. And all he says is he's asked Bruno Fernandes about taking time off, and he says no. And we've seen Bruno Fernandes come off as a sub, and the attitude is similar to Martial. It's more disgust that he's been taken off. So that's just my opinion. I believe that Graham also thinks the same. I want to see the best from Bruno Fernandes, but I don't think we're going to see it if he keeps playing game in, game out. I think he needs that week or two rest. And here's Fred over to Matic, and Matic is looking, and he plays the ball to Luke Shaw. I thought he was maybe going to shoot there, Matic, but he doesn't. He plays the ball to Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw doesn't know what to do with it, but he passes it to Rashford for the 1-2. And Rashford obviously is going to get man marked. Oh, it's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace. Yeah, so let's see what's happening in the chat. So I see what you're saying, Eagles, yeah. Eagles champ, he can play there, but he's mainly central attacking midfielders. Yeah, I know it's TD5, but didn't you say that it was an actual S earlier? So that it was TDS. Unless I'm confusing myself, which is more than likely the case. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is TD5. Yeah, sorry, I'm on a different planet. Yeah, I thought I was saying TD5. I must have been saying TDS before that comment. That was TD5. Anyway. So Crystal Palace, 37 minutes gone. Crystal Palace have a free kick. Now they're discussing who's going to take it and put it up the park. And Man United seem a little bit concerned with this. And it's going to fall to Van Aanholt. He's going to pop this in. Oh, and it almost pays off. Ayew almost got the ball. And it's actually offside. It was offside given. I see. Yeah. I see TD5, I see. Yeah, I think Eze, as you're saying, can play as an attacking midfielder. Be interesting to see where he ends up tonight if they change him into a different position. He is a talented player. It'd be interesting to see where they opt to play him. That was a shite ball there from Man United. Almost 40 minutes in, and Man United have been fucking terrible. But that's it. If you're a football manager, which he was at Valencia for all of a couple of months, or if you're a manager in a retail or whatever, you've got to look at your staff as a footballer as well, and look at their strengths and weaknesses and try and work on that. Like, to go out and just say that play this way is a way that they may not be comfortable with. We've seen that with Benteke at Liverpool. When he played for Aston Villa, it was ball over the top. And he done well. He doesn't do well playing in a team that played the way that they did under Kenny Dalglish. So to tell Benteke to dribble the ball or pass the ball short and all that sort of stuff may not be what he does best. He's better as a target man. Look, Shaw tries to put the ball in the box and it's easily defended there. That'll be really cool, by the way. That'll be really interesting to see. And then next season might be Prawn Cocktail. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see the likes of Walkers and stuff sponsoring teams at that level, because obviously they must have some exposure at that level to warrant a sponsorship from Walkers or Golden Wonder or whoever would sponsor it at that level. Man United with the corner, put the ball in, and it's absolutely shit. They try and put the ball to Cavani, but it's easily read by Crystal Palace. Is there quite a lot of money in Sunday League football? Do you get quite a lot of fans when there's no COVID there? I would assume that 200-300 fans would be quite a good size for a Sunday League team. Well, depending on if it's at your local park or if it's in a stadium. I know that next to me, Sunday League is usually just in a football park, not a stadium, so you can watch for free, because it's just at your local public park. Cavani's telling the team to move up. Quite right. He's not happy that there's quite a lot of gap between him and the midfielders. He's wanting more support. He's wanting more Man U players up the park. Man United have been playing, well, to be fair, they've not been playing that well, to be honest. But then I suppose you could kind of argue that and say that Crystal Palace have done their job. This is quite a boring game from Man United. Crystal Palace will be the happier team at half time if it continues like this. Come on, you need to step it up. Here's Baye. Baye's got the ball. He's going to play it back, isn't he? He does to Matic. And look, Shaw. Oh, wee silky move there. Matic with a 1-2. Matic is trying to make a difference in this final third. Puts the ball through to Rashford. Back to Matic. Crosses it in. And it's just over the heads of all the Man United players. But Fred keeps it alive. Wan-Bissaka in the box. Oh, that almost went through to Cavani. And it was just a last-ditch tackle there from Crystal Palace that saved Crystal Palace. If it wasn't for that last-ditch sliding tackle, that would have been Cavani at the back post, unmarked, with a simple tap-in. Let's see. The stadium's called West Green Stadium. That'd be really cool actually. How much can your stadium hold? West Green Stadium. There must be a lot more money in the Sunday League divisions in England than there is in Scotland, because we don't really get stadiums until you get up to a lot higher level. See, I was going to ask who makes your kits. Tomorrow the date is 4-3-2-1. Well, that means it's going to be an apocalypse. So this pandemic is going to hit the shitter. That's what that means, Eagles. It's game over. The ball's in there by Crystal Palace, and Dean Henderson's equal to it. It's quite an easy pick up there, actually. Do you think that you'll go any higher yourself? Do you think you'll try and get into like the Vanarama League, or do you think you'll just stay with Sunday League? And that is half time. What an absolutely shite half of football. Eagles, you'll be happy your team's not behind. But both teams put out a pretty dismal display, to be honest. Here's my question though. I mean, that would be my first question. If I found out that it was sponsors, I'd be like, do I get free crisps? It's not the thing that the manager wants to hear. They want to hear that I'm not going to eat crisps and that I'm going to be fit for every game. But if it's free crisps that I'm going to get, I'm going to take them. I'm going to take every single one. I tell you, Eagles, it's been one of those games. It's been one of those games that neither side have done anything. I've actually got crisps there, Graham, as well, but I'm not eating crisps, I don't think. I might. No, I'm not. I've got Walkers there, but talking about crisps hasn't put me in the mood for crisps. I had hula hoops the other day there, and that I did really enjoy those. Hadn't had hula hoops in a while, but I've none left. No, we don't get free crisps. Well, see, that's what I need to do. I need to come down as a fan. If I come down as a fan, I'll buy a ticket. I don't know, so it's a £5 for a ticket, and I get free crisps. Winning. I'm winning. A fruit shoot. I'll take the crisps. I'll take the crisps every single day. Surely a fruit shoot is really unhealthy because of the sugar content. I mean, I'm not saying that you get it, obviously it might be the fans, but it tastes amazing, but sugar's so unhealthy. Crisps aren't in the... crisps are a bit better, I suppose. I'd happily just... Big box of crisps, sitting next to me, watching the football. Lovely. Lovely. That would be a good. Hi, you. Hi, Amber. I don't know if that's an insult or not, but anyway. See, there you go. Fruit shoot used to be an orange at half time. Now it's just, here boys, take the fruit shoot, take all the sugar that you can get. Here you go. It's all right about your waist. It's fine. Teeth. Worry about that in a few years' time. Hi, you pylon. Don't know what that means. Nah, I don't know. Could be an insult. Could be nice. I mean, if he saw me and he said that, I'd say, well, that's because I'm tall, but I don't think he means pylon as in pylon, like telephone pylon. I don't know. Do you get a choice of fruit shoots, or do you have to take the blackcurrant one, or do you just get the ones that no one wants, the orange ones? Wow. We've got football. We've got professional football teams in the Scottish League that have barely over 1,000 people capacity. Honestly, it's I'm not even joking. I think a lot of teams in the first division, or as we call it, Scottish Championship now, a lot of their grounds are only about 2,000 or 3,000 people, and those are teams that have played in the Scottish Premier League. So there must be a lot of money in Sunday League football down there. I'm going to go down there and invest in a football team down there. Take them all the way to the Prem, or even the Championship. I'll be quids in. I'll be loaded. Absolutely loaded. Loaded. Let's see what pylon means. I'm real interested. Pylon. Means that I'm cracking looking. Means that I'm beautiful. Cheers, mate. I love you too. All the love in the world. All the love in the world. Yeah, I'm going to check your stadium. Yours is non-existent. What did you ever have a stadium, or what happened to yours? West Green Stadium. Right, I see where your pitch is now. Let's see. Is there any? So, does your Sunday League club have any parent clubs that may like you can feed into? Because I was assuming in England that's quite a big thing. Feeder and parent clubs and stuff. So you'll be in the west of London. West Green London. Is it quite nice staying in that part of London? Well, I suppose it depends on which part you stay, to be honest. West Green developed. Alright, I'm just reading up about where you stay. Interesting. Hi, Toner. Toner's back. And then we've got Dion. Glory, Man City. Wasn't that the original song of Glory, Man United? But I'll take it. It doesn't bother me. Man City doesn't bother me at all. It's also quite ironic as well that his name is Dion, and Dion Dublin used to be a Man United player. But anyway, I've seen some things about West Green Stadium. I've seen where West Green was. It was next to. Well, it's in London obviously, but comes under a lot of stuff with West Ham. It's still half time here, and it's still 0-0 in this game with Manchester United, who really need to step it up in the second half if they're going to get anything from this. Obviously, Eagles, you don't want anybody scoring, but I do. I want everybody scoring. Oh, sugar my timbers. That was the wrong thing to press. So if you're tuning in, come in, have a... Yeah, I did type West Green Stadium, yeah. Typed West Green Stadium into Google, and I read about it being pretty much unpopulated until the 1860s. So yeah, I read up, gave it a quick read. The game so far, Toner, has been pretty boring. But yeah, come in, everybody, have a wee chat, have a wee laugh, see what's going on. And if you play football, join in the conversation. Let me know where you play your football about. Education. Gonna go get a cuppa. Did you take with? Yeah, get me a cuppa as well, mate. I'll have a cup of coffee. A big one. Because all I've got is Monster, and I don't even like energy drinks. But I got the place decorated earlier. I'm not entirely sure if it's dry yet. Ian, is it dry yet? If Ian's on, you can let me know if it's dry or not. He should know. He is the paint guy. What changes do you think that Crystal Palace will make in the second half? I think so far they're doing okay. There's not a lot of need to change just yet, but I'm interested to see what your thoughts are. Man U, I don't know what they'll do. Don't know what they'll do. Try to think what they could do, because they've got they'll probably try and bring on Diallo or James. I think James would be quite a good change, actually. But then do you take off Greenwood? That's the thing. Because I think that James would open up Crystal Palace quite well. You see Bruno Fernandes here in the replays in Sky main event, and his passes are terrible. So obviously in the studio they must be mentioning it, and he is looking like a frustrated figure with the passes, with the shot that he missed with his left foot and hit his right foot. So and then give the ball away to Eze. I can understand that he's came into this game, he's into this team, played fantastic, and there's a lot expected of him, and he's had a lot of man of the matches and player of the months, but he really needs to take some time off, in my opinion. But anyway, so the teams are back out. Bruno Fernandes is cupping his hands. He's cold. That means he's going to have to run about and get warm. Crystal Palace just waiting to get the nod to say that they can come back out. Let's see what's happening in chat in the meantime. We'll make no subs except Eze for another defensive midfielder. I think Eze's played okay so far. I'd would assume he will come off at some point. I don't know when though. Can't even spell. This is the thing when you do these big games. You get the big YouTubers that take most of the viewers, but I quite like this because you then get to speak to people and you get to build it up. So second half is kicked off, and straight away there's a Crystal Palace player down. Let's see what happened there. It was. Yeah, that's what I thought. He got hit in the face. Greenwood kicked the ball, tried to put it over his head, and he's hit Milosevic in the face. But he's back up now. So yeah, Crystal Palace haven't made any substitutions as of yet. What do you think of Roy Hodgson though? Do you like him being there as manager, or would you rather try and bring in a younger manager who could perhaps have more time to set up some sort of, like when you see Rafa Benitez, like he comes in and he does a lot on the pitch and does a lot in the background and stuff, and you see some managers that just do it on the pitch and do nothing in the background. Would you want somebody to come in and try and build like a dynasty sort of thing, for a better word? Somebody that's going to come in and work the youth and work the academy and revamp all that, or just somebody that's going to come in and just try and get the best out of the players that are already there? There's Maguire putting in a cross. Why is he so far up the park? Frustrates me with Maguire at times. He's obviously getting told to go to the park, but that leaves Man United very vulnerable at the back, and they're not doing the best defensively this season, so I wouldn't be putting him up there. Maybe Baye, who's quicker. And then you've got Cavani coming really deep as well, so yeah, sometimes all his tactics frustrate me. But there we are. Well, that's it. That's that answered. Do you think that Crystal Palace could finish higher in the league, or do you think they'll just have a better playing style if Hodgson was gone? Because he has done a good job since being there, and we'll see what happens if it does leave at the end of this season. So 50 minutes gone and not a lot happened in this game at all. Need to set this up. Man United and Crystal Palace. I want to see goals from both teams. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that, to be honest, from both teams. Here's a cross in from Crystal Palace, and Benteke there went for the overhead kick and didn't get it, but it's a corner to Crystal Palace. Ball comes in. When you think that you've got Benteke up there who can get the first ball and can play in the second man, he doesn't really get the ball played to him too much in these corner set pieces. Because you know that Ayew's going to do all the legwork and Townsend, and Benteke's just going to be there for the finish. But there we are. If anybody's watching this on Sky, by the way, they'll see that this picture's pretty dire. It was really, really misty. And Maguire can't quite get the ball clear. And he shoot! And it's a shot there from Jordan Ayew. Don't know if that was the best decision. I think the cross to Benteke would have been the better decision. But Maguire tries to head the ball clear and he just moves it literally 2 yards. And Ayew then decides to shoot, but was Benteke in a better... Yeah, Benteke was in a better position. I think it could be lucky to get one goal in this game. As misty in London. Yeah, I think that you've got a point, and I think when you see the players like, when you see the managers like Frank Lampard available, who would love to go back to the Premiership to manage, and who would play more attacking, he's a good shout. It's a good shout for a manager. But as I say, I think Hodgson is away at the end of the season, and Lampard hasn't made a move yet on where he's going. He's not. I don't think he's going to Celtic, and there's no mention of him going anywhere else. So it's a possibility that he could go there. I don't think he would want to go back down to the Championship if he could avoid it. So if a team like Crystal Palace are going to be getting rid of the manager at the end of the season, which I think is going to happen, I could be wrong, then perhaps Lampard is that type of manager that will just sit back and wait and see if something does come of it, if he does get offered the position. Because at Chelsea, he done a good job. I think he was only brought in really for this whole transfer embargo, because they knew that he wouldn't he wouldn't really complain. He was at Derby, had a good season, almost got promotion, didn't get promotion via the playoffs. Ended up at Chelsea with a transfer embargo, but he knew that was going to happen when he came into it, and he was more than happy to play with the calibre of players that he had at his disposal. A lot of other managers may not have liked that because they can't change the team. Here's Crystal Palace, Townsend, poor crossing in the box here. I think a lot of other managers, so we've got managers like maybe Pep or Jose would have loved to have money so that they can bring in their own players, but Lampard was quite happy. And then once all that went over, once all that had finished, and then I think Chelsea were just looking for any excuse to get rid, to then bring in a more decorated manager. I don't know if they had Tuchel in mind, but I always thought that. I thought once they get to a position where the embargo's gone, Lampard's time is going to be really, really short. Here's Greenwood, and he's got Wan-Bissaka, ball in the box, and it's taken there by Crystal Palace. And Eze, it's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace. I think Chelsea just sat back and thought, right, we'll bide our time. We'll buy these players because it's players that they required anyway. Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. So those two are always going to get into your team. So any manager would play them. So it wasn't that they were getting bought to play into Frank Lampard's style. They would fit most styles. And then as soon as they got a chance, bang out the door. That's why I would never, ever be a Chelsea manager if I was a manager, unless I was a Sunday League manager and he says, come to Chelsea, and I would go because I would get paid millions. Let's see what's happening. Right. So your family has been quite has been linked with that team for at least 3 generations. Then so that's also that's quite impressive. That's granddad, son, and then grandson playing for the team. It's not heard of very often. Here's Fred to buy in. We're 56 minutes gone, and this game has just been pretty boring. Greenwood. What can either team do to get more chances? See Bruno Fernandes there trying to take on 2 players, and it comes to nothing. And Rashford plays the ball out there for a goal kick. I think Rashford is going to be the player that will more than likely lose his place if they bring on a Martial or a James. I don't see Greenwood coming off. Solskjaer will need to start looking at getting players warmed up and making a change soon. Can't keep going on like this. There's no creativity. It's been... See the Crystal Palace Brighton game, that was a million times better than this, like, to watch. And Palace put the ball into Townsend, who's being marked by Luke Shaw, but he's managed to get the ball over to Eze. Eze still got it. He's gone down, and it's a free kick. Fred gave away the free kick. Now this is a dangerous area. It's just outside the box. 58 minutes gone. Crystal Palace have a good chance here to take the lead. Question is, will they take it? The ball set up pretty well. It's going to be Milosevic. I would say, and he shoots and it's off the wall. I was going to say that Dean Henderson wasn't really in the best position. Oh, and it's just wide by Crystal Palace by Townsend. I was just going to say there that Dean Henderson was not in the best position there to receive a free kick, by the way. If it hadn't have been for the wall of Man United, I believe that would have been in, because Dean Henderson was far too much over to his left. And it was only because the free kick wasn't necessarily the best and not clearing the wall, it didn't trouble Dean Henderson. Yeah, I think, yeah. Palace might score, by the way, boys and girls and stuff. That'd be interesting. I think bring on Diallo. We aren't from a say. Doesn't play better with Baye. I think, well, Maguire certainly moves up quicker. But Maguire certainly has. Well, you're a centre back, so Maguire has more options to play further up the park when Baye plays. I want to think about the manager that sets up in the stands. That confuses me. Yeah, see, I don't like that. I quite like an animated manager. I quite like a Bielsa, because then you know that he's trying to play every ball with the player. When you've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he sits like this, and then he just looks at his tablet, and then looks back. And if you're a player on the park, you don't take anything from that. So yeah, so I'd like to see him a little bit more animated. That's what I like. Yeah, it better not be 0-0, by the way. It better not be. I was expect, because Man United need to win this to move further ahead of Leicester. I think they'll finish top 4, but they should really finish top 3. There's no excuse. Is Bruno Fernandes down? He's hurt his back. Is he going to get back up? Of course he is. He's a warrior. I love that. He's holding his back as soon as the ball comes to him. Oh, no more pain. Ball through to Rashford. Back to Fred. Oh man, Rashford's having a fucking shit game, by the way. Honestly, he is my choice for sub. He is my first choice for sub for this entire game. Yeah, you're right. I mean, fucking hell, by the way, shit. If you're a Palace fan, then you're going to come out of this and you're going to go, do you know what? I'll take that point. Bringing off McCarthy for Riedwald. Don't think McCarthy had that bad a game. Doesn't look happy. Has he picked up a knock or something? He doesn't look happy when he's went off. If anybody is watching this on Sky, by the way, you'll see how bad the picture is. It's like looking at one of those old pirate VHS tapes. For these older kids that can remember VHS, that is. The ball over to Cavani. It's going to be too far, obviously. You just feel that Cavani's going to get subbed off, and it's not his fault that he's not been in the game. He is coming deep to try and get a touch of the ball. He is coming deep to try and make chances for himself and for Man United. But Man United have been pretty poor. So you just feel that Ollie might say, right, I'm going to take off this player and then I'm going to take off Cavani as well. Because he may make a double substitution, which I wouldn't do, but Ollie does weird things. And Shaw was doing quite well actually. Palace have had the most possession in the second half at 53%. Shaw was doing quite well on the left hand side, him and Rashford in the first half. They weren't doing amazing. I would say that Rashford's had quite a difficult game. He's not been that prolific. And here's Rashford here, and he tries to run it the defence, and obviously he loses the ball. And this allows Palace to get the ball forward. And it's Ayew that's chasing with Benteke in the box. It's Jordan Ayew. Passes to Benteke. Benteke fucks it up. Benteke goes for the shot there and he absolutely miss hits the ball. And he done the right thing as well. He ran in with the defender, checked his run, peeled back, which allowed him 2 or 3 yards of space. He didn't get checked by, I believe it was Baye, and it allowed him to have a clear shot on goal, and he just miskicked it. Let's see this again. Jordan Ayew. Yeah, completely. So there's 3 defenders there. Matic, Baye, and I believe it was Maguire. That pretty much sums up the night of football tonight, actually. To be fair, I thought Benteke was going to score there. I quite like Benteke, so I wouldn't have minded. Right, let's see what's happening in chat. Chat. McCarthy's come back from injury. Yeah. I don't know if he's picked up another injury or not, or he's only getting a certain amount of game time. McCarthy, because he didn't seem too happy about coming off anyway. So we're 65 minutes gone, and Crystal Palace are looking here to get another attack going. Benteke back to Eze. Eze's lost it to Fred, and Fred then loses it back to Crystal Palace. Not a lot happening. I think that chance there with Benteke was the best chance of the half, if not the game. I just can't get enough. Thank you for everybody that's watching. Like, share, comment, all that. Upvote, downvote, all that. Downvotes are obviously because people aren't getting to watch the game. You can find the game online if you look hard enough. So we're 66 minutes gone. There's Bruno Fernandes, tried to pass the ball to Rashford, right, and it's a 3-yard pass, and Rashford moves. Rashford needs to come off, and we see Ollie and Phelan there having a conversation. Rashford needs to come off. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know, he's just not playing like Rashford usually plays. He's been, if anybody's watching the game, I think Graham's watching the game, he's been pretty disappointing this whole game. Greenwood, he's not had as much opportunities. He's not had as much opportunities as Rashford has. But we see Dan James warming up, and the ball goes to Rashford again, and he can't control it. Needs to be a substitution quick. Ollie needs to act now, not in 10 minutes. He needs to act now. Bring on Diallo. Bring on Dan James. The commentators talking about Rashford there because the camera's on him, but yeah, you need to take him off. when he is the loose chink in the chain tonight, then you need to try and put that link back in. If that means you've got to bring on another player, so be it. But here's Bruno Fernandes, and he's put the ball across to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka doesn't put the ball in straight away. He decides to pass to Fred, and it's Matic. And Matic shoots, and it gets nowhere. A lot of frustration in this Man United team. You can just see it. You see Rashford commenting to someone. It's offside. What's everybody's thoughts about Rashford's play tonight? If you're watching it, do you think it's had a good game? Do you think he's been off the ball? For me, he's not been playing too good, which is sad to see. I will double change Greenwood and Rashford for Diallo and James. Just precautions. Yeah, it probably is just precautions to be honest, Eagles. You don't want to risk him because you want to obviously have him fresh for the following game. Diallo and James. See, if you bring on James, right, James is going to cause Crystal Palace so much grief. Because he just never stops. He'll run from that wing to that wing to defence, back up to the attack. He just runs constant. The man is just an absolute Duracell bunny. So I would put him on. I would put him on within the next 5 minutes. You just feel that if one team scores, whether it's Palace or Man United, that's it. And as it stands now, both teams, if anybody scores, yeah, exactly. That's it. Rashford has been fucking shit. If you're a Palace fan like you are, you'll be thinking, brilliant, pass the ball to Rashford, because he can't even pass the ball 2 yards. You've seen that with that pass from Bruno. Tried to play the ball to Rashford and he just moved. He's playing. Let's see now, right? So here's Rashford again. He loses possession. He tries to do the 1-2 with Bruno and he loses it to Crystal Palace. You know, it's simple passes. Yeah, this is easy 0-0 or 1-0. It's easy. A fucking boring game. You need to bring on some other players just to liven it up. If you're Roy Hodgson, you're absolutely delighted, but you want to score a goal soon. Because when they bring on Dan James, it's going to cause so much trouble. Even if Rashford scores just now, and that's all he does, he's still had a bad game. You can't say he's had a good game. Anybody that says that he's had a good game isn't either watching the game or doesn't understand what his role is in the team. So we'll see if Gary Neville says he's had a good game or not after this. But here's Jay, look shot. He's got his head up and he plays the ball to Fernandes. Luke Shaw's claiming for a free kick. Not given. I'm actually watching Crystal Palace run here and the picture quality, although it's HD or UHD, whatever, is terrible due to the mist. And Man United's strip doesn't really help any. Not at all. You've got 19 minutes plus stoppage. You need to keep Cavani on. You need to get him some service. Crystal Palace may do a snatch and grab, as you say, Eagles. Wouldn't be surprised. And Man U would have nobody to blame but themselves. And Ollie would take a lot of the blame for not making subs a lot sooner. But now 73 minutes in, still no subs yet. I don't see any warming up. I don't see any standing by ready to come on either. There's Greenwood. He beats one. He gets the ball over to Fred. Fred's going to pass to Rashford. What's Rashford going to do? He needs to pass. He does. Through to Shaw. Shaw put it in. He's still got it. And it's going to go out for... No, it's not. Goes to Townsend. Who puts it out for a throw-in. That high Sky make a fucking fortune. Well, I was going to say, see, the one thing about Sky though is they are going to be losing an absolute. Right, so I'm going to say Sky make a fortune because that is true. But what I'm also going to say is, oh, they brought in McTominay, which is fucking pointless. I didn't even see the sub there. Who did they take off? Actually. Pubs used to pay Sky £1,000 per month if they had Sky TV in their bar, but I think it's well over that now. And here's McTominay. He's got a ball in the box. Fucking pass the ball and he doesn't. Who did McTominay come on for? But he came on and straight away he's made a difference. So they took off Fred for McTominay. I don't care if that works out or not. Rashford going off is a better option, surely. Or is that just me thinking that? I mean, am I going crazy? Because Rashford, as Eagles points out, he's done nothing. When he has had it, he's been more of a liability than he has been a positive in this game. Honestly, he's just a hindrance in this game. And I'm a big Rashford fan, but why? Oh, it's almost free to Ayew. In fact, Ayew did get it. Ayew's in the box. He's trying to take on Wan-Bissaka. Tries to put the ball in, but Wan-Bissaka reads it, and it's going to get to... Yeah, it should get cleared quite easily. So that's a throw into Man U. In fact, is the referee going to say it's not? Crystal Palace got the last touch there. And Crystal Palace are going to get the sub. So here's Dan James now. Come on, right? Oh, come on to fuck, man. What? No wonder Cavani's raging. No wonder. Why would you bring off Dan James? Sorry, why would you bring on Dan James and take off Cavani? Cavani has... You can just see in the picture here, he's got his head down, he's raging. Cavani has had absolutely no service tonight. He's came back, he's tried to make things happen for himself and for the team. And Ollie decides that he's the man to take off when it's as clear as day that Rashford is the man to come off. Fucking stupidity or what, honestly? Or is it just me? Well, you would say that because you're a Crystal Palace fan, so you're loving it. You have a thingy test tomorrow. I don't want to say the word because the message might get deleted. Oh, is it a body test, like, or is it an actual test? Because is it like a test, or is it you need to take blood or something, or a swab? Oh, why is he still on? Here's Dan James. He's got the ball though. Puts the ball in. Bruno Fernandes fucking does nothing. Here's Shaw. Puts the ball in. Dan James unlucky there. You just feel that Cavani would have done fantastic in that area. Why take him off? And that's going to be a corner, isn't it? To yeah, it is to Man U. Can anybody answer me why they took off Cavani? Get with that, because it makes no sense to me. I can understand sometimes when these watch-alongs get absolutely frustrated with the manager and go, what are you doing? Anyway, the cross comes in, the corner, and it's pretty poor to be honest, but it goes all the way back to Dan James. Shaw, ball in. So there's been 2 or 3 good balls in the box in the past 2 minutes that Cavani would have been on the end of. And no disrespect to Dan James, but he's not a Cavani. 78 minutes, I don't see Man United winning this now. He's made an absolute fucking shenanigans with these tactical changes. Fuck's sake, honestly. Right, I see what you're taking now, huh? It should be okay. It should be okay. Thanks to everybody that's came in and liked and shared and watched and stuff. And for people that have hung about, I have mine at 2 PM, 10 past 2. How is that even possible? Is it even at the same place? But here we see Baye did make a run forward, but they decided to put the ball back. 80 minutes gone, and absolutely dire this game has been. If honestly, Eagles, you'll be so happy with Crystal Palace that they've managed to hold on for 80 minutes. And it's not even if I say hold on. Man United have hardly been banging on the door. Cavani, why take off Cavani? I can understand taking off Cavani if Cavani's having a bad game, but he wasn't even in the game to have a bad game due to no service. Fucking idiots. But here's Dan James. It's quite bad when you think that Dan James is going to make a difference to your team. Oh! Greenwood puts the ball just over. Just beyond the top bin there. That was fantastic turn by Greenwood. And the goalkeeper, I think, would have got to that, to be fair. But how he got it past what was 3 defenders. I just watch this and I'm thinking, how good would Cavani have done if he'd had this service? You know what I mean? Just simple change. Dan James buff, because Dan James is going to run his heart out, and you know that's going to cause a lot of issues for Crystal Palace. And as soon as this came on, he's made a difference. So is McTominay, and yeah, they've taken off Cavani. Suppose if you get it at school though, it's a lot easier. A lot easier. So do you plan to go to university after school finishes? I suppose that would probably be the reason that you go to 6th year. I don't miss my university days at all. Yeah, you find it though with goalkeepers, like, look at Buffon, they can dive around until they're like 45 or something. They're a different breed now. Goalkeepers used to retire at the same age as footballers about 25 years ago, but now they seem to play as long as, or they play longer than outfield players. And when you think about how much they're jumping about and landing when they're doing training, like they're constantly diving and landing on their body and stuff, it's quite impressive. But here's Crystal Palace going to make another change. So off comes Eze and on comes Schloop. Schloop. We're our kids aren't at school. They're doing school work from home. I think young kids have went back. Like I'm talking like primary 1, primary 2, like so 5 and 6 years old. But kids in secondary school and that sort of age group aren't back at school yet. So yeah, it must be quite frustrating having to get the test every 2 weeks. Here's Townsend, put the ball on first time, and Benteke just didn't commit. You feel that if in fact that may have been offside actually. Benteke there didn't make a run. He could have honestly gotten the end of that ball if he just moved a bit quicker. Here's Barry, he's got the ball and he almost made a mistake, but he's managed to reclaim it. 85 minutes gone and it's still 0-0. What's happening? Wan-Bissaka, he's running. Why is nobody making a run? Greenwood just stayed stationary, didn't make a run in any channel. Fuck me. And then Rashford gets the ball, plays the ball on the overlap. I'll say overlap because I don't think it was an underlap. Overlap to Shaw. They got a corner from it, but it was a bad pass. It was. How can you not pass 5 yards? Tell me that. The ball's in from Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Bailly just put it back in the box. So, used to play football, and I work, and anybody else is watching it works. We can all do the basics in our job, or in football, we can all do the basics, yet as soon as you become a professional footballer, you forget how to cross a ball. What is that about? I don't understand it. If I was a professional footballer and I had all week to train and my crossing was absolutely terrible, I would be spending a few days just crossing the ball constantly. Here's Matic. Trying to play the ball through there to Fernandes, but he just didn't anticipate it, and it allows Townsend to counter, but it's been stopped. But yeah, I remember a story from Sir Alex Ferguson who was talking to a player, and the player couldn't play the ball with his left foot. So Fergus says, "There's a ball, there's a wall. You just keep kicking it with your left foot and come back once you get better." Obviously, he had signed for Man United at this point. And he just spent days and days just kicking his wall with his left foot until he got better. Nowadays, you've got coaches, you've got apparatus that you can kick the ball into, get many balls, so you can cross 60 seconds. You could probably put in 10 balls a minute quite easily. So you're easily hitting 200 to 300 balls a day via crosses, and yet these players still can't cross a ball. Don't get it. Don't get it. Fucking annoying. Apparently, desk. See, here you go. You're still at school and you play Sunday League and you can cross a ball. You watch these professional footballers and they can't cross a fucking ball. You're like, what are you doing? How can you? Oh, honestly, it's one thing that frustrates me like completely. How they can't cross a ball. It's beyond me. Fernandes puts the ball in to Wan-Bissaka. He puts the ball in. It's a nice ball. It's came to somebody I can't see because of the mist, but look, Shaw shoots! And it's went wide. The ball, the game's getting hard, it's getting more difficult to see when it goes over to the other side due to this mist. But Man U, it looks like they're not going to win. It looks like it's going to be a 0-0 result. That's a terrible shot from Luke Shaw in the end. I'm not the best footballer. Anybody that knows me will say that. But I can put in a cross and I can pass a ball quite well. Just can't do the rest of it. So footballers have no excuse. Oh, come on, Bruno Fernandes. You just control the ball rather than try to do fucking weird passes. Because all you've done is give it to Crystal Palace. It's Jordan Ayew. The balls went through. He's going to shoot. What a save there by Dean Henderson. How he managed to stop that from going through his legs is anybody's business. But would it have been offside? I think so. I think his head was just off, but it's still a fantastic save. Van Aanholt. It was so close, but Man, you're fucking shit. I don't like swearing on streams either, but they are absolutely playing donkey piss. $90 minutes, 2 minutes of stoppage time. I'm almost at the point of turning this shite afternoon. There's no way that you can defend Ollie after that. He kept Rashford on. Rashford, the player who everybody can see was playing absolutely shocking. Fuck's sake, man. Cannot believe how fucking poor they are. But here's Wan-Bissaka. Plays the ball to Dan James. McTominay puts the ball in. It's a lovely ball, and it just no one gets on the end of it. And there's Kyoto. He's raging. He's getting pulled back. He wants to go for a rumble in the jungle. That was a famous fight with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Let's see what happened, because he's been talked to by the referee. See as well, when you are attacking and you play the ball out to your teammate that's say on your right, just for argument's sake. Kyoto gets man of the match. Anyway, your teammates on your right hand side for argument's sake, and you play it with the outside of your right foot. Why put so much power into it that the player who receives it then struggles to control it quickly? You know what I mean? Surely you've got to gauge and go, well, do you know what, he's 10 yards away from me, I'll only put this amount of power into it, rather than hitting it at 100 miles an hour. That is it. 0-0. Fucking shit game. Fucking hell, I can't believe how fucking it's I don't get it. I don't get why you would keep Rashford on. I really don't. I've always said to keep Ollie, and I'm not going to change my mind, but how you can play like that, Eagles, you will be delighted. How you can play like that and then how you can play like that and then see where your team's going wrong. See how your team's going wrong and then that. Why is my TV went off? TV shouldn't have went off. Yeah, so how could you play that bad? I mean, how can you be a manager looking at your team, seeing where your team's going wrong? You've even got the stats there to show that the left-hand side isn't your strongest, and you can see why it's not your strongest. And yet you decide, nah, I'm just going to make a substitution and take off the one player who could make a difference, Cavani. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, Eagles, you do. Honestly, I didn't see Crystal Palace getting a result tonight, and it's not looking good for Man U and Man City on Sunday, because the way that Man City have been playing, it's definitely in Man City's favour. I mean, I think Man City were going to win it, but we're going to win anyway, regardless. But Man U, fucking hell, and then Man U have had umpteen opportunities to cement this second place, and they just can't do it. So, I don't know. Yeah, my cat plays with her toys quite often, and she has put in better crosses. 100%, it's fucking ridiculous. My TV's went off. Yeah, 100%. No problem. TV5, you can do that if you want. That is no problem. We love you, and when we play, we follow. Because we support the Palace, and that's the way we like it. We like it. Oh. Yeah, no problem. TD5. As I say, it's all about trying to build a community. So, like I don't mind if I get to a certain level, and then shouting at other smaller channels if I do get to that level. It's not something that I think everyone on YouTube should just help out each other. I know folk don't do that, but yeah, I mean, give me a shout out if you think it's worthwhile. Folk coming to watch. But I can't believe how fucking... I actually changed my t-shirt and everything to be the same as Man United tonight, and they made a fucking fool of me. Well, Eagles, you'll be celebrating tonight. You will be celebrating for the rest of the night, buddy, and well done. Well done. Somehow I've got 25 subs. How many subs did you have before? Surely Eagles... how many... actually, how many subs? I sub TD5, yeah. How many subs do you have, TD5? Can't remember actually. Oh, 26 subs. I'm just trying to think, is my thing still streaming? Yeah, it is, it's fine. I thought it had stopped because it stopped on my TV for some strange reason, turned off. Yeah, so everybody's still watching, which is good. I like to see it, you like to see it. I can guarantee you that United stand will be quite interesting after this. After their shenanigans tonight. Because, fucking hell, Larry. See if I had the time, I would actually do a Man United after match. But I really don't have the time to set it up. Because it takes a while to set all that up. and they are absolutely been playing rotten. Absolutely. I mean, there's final score with United stand. They've got 11,000 folk waiting to watch him. But yeah, it's just I can't believe how bad they played. And Roy Hodgson was lucky when he played Brighton, and fair play got a result tonight. But that's not because of tactics. That's just because of sheer luck and the incompetence of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is unbelievable in this match. I can't believe how fucking bad he is. Let's see. See, it's all about building a community, and everybody subs to each other and watches each other's stuff, and it grows and grows and grows, and then everybody benefits from it. That is the whole point. That's how watch along should be done and should go along. But anyway, right, I'm going to go because, in fact, what game's on tomorrow? I don't even know if I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm absolutely pissed off. Pissed off with that, like. Liverpool Chelsea. I don't know, I might do that. I'll see what happens later because I'm fucking, as you can tell, I'm pissed off. Right, I'm going to go. Have a good night, everybody that's been on. Thank you, TDS5. Sorry, thanks, TD5. And thanks, Eagles, and everybody else that's